Hello, and welcome along to Chronicles episode 2. Who wants to recap last session? That's what Joe would expect. This is my new thing, Joe. I get somebody else to recap last session.
Fair enough.
It is highly enjoyable
Who
for
had
me.
good notes? I did not.
Who had good notes? I did not. Great. Love that.
Oh, I don't do notes. I didn't know that was part of it. So, if we're taking notes, I quit. But I could do it.
Or you can give a collaborative effort if you wish.
Yeah.
But yes, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Lead us into temptation.
Yeah, well, obviously, we began on the island of Chimvaya, where the World Tree is located on this planet, which I can't ever remember the name of. Maybe
Rhea.
Xandros? I can't remember. But in any event, it is a home to many animal-like races, and I can't remember what was first, but I know what was first for me was my character Munch, who is a squirrel folk, came upon Cooper, which is Josh's character, who is a duck folk, digging through a place that I had hidden a nut. He wasn't even after the nut; he was after some sort of pearl in the back of the hole, and we had a bit of an altercation. But we were therefore on the beach. He was digging through a hole in the sand, and we saw something that a number of other characters then also saw. The other characters being, eventually at least, our badger folk, Boulder Breast.
Yes.
Brother
of the mayor.
Yes.
The
Right.
mayor. That's an upgrade from
I
Chief.
don't know what
I love that.
Chief.
I love mayor. From now on, it's the mayor. Sorry, Jack. Change your backstory. The mayor is great.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm brother of
Jack's
the mayor.
ombudsman folk.
Yeah.
The Boulder Breast. Also, Jay, who is unfortunately not with us this morning, her mouse folk character, which is like Jean-Luc and some extreme Frenchness. And then also Rico's character, who is a fox person. What do they call him? Vulpin?
Open.
Yeah.
And your name is, I never remember either. Rico,
Diego!
I played too many games with you. I was like, is this one Diego? Or is this one Julio? Or is this one...
This one is Diego.
But anyway, we all happened to be there to see a log coming ashore, but it wasn't a log, it was a boat with a man in it, a human man.
Ugh.
Such a strange hairless freak.
I mean, hairless and yeah.
Although way more hairful than he probably should be by all statistics for humans, because he was a quite extreme, rugged, cool-looking bearded fella. And we proceeded to have difficulty communicating, but then some success. He taught us that this is not a tree, it's a boat. By cutting down another tree to help him make a new boat, he gave us some nails. And eventually, he took off without us like a total jerk. And then we had to build our own boat. But we just sort of accomplished that. And then set sail. Cooper tried to swim in the ocean and found that he would be drugged and left behind pretty quickly. We did some acorn-based or nut-based anyway navigating. Found our way following a big albatross, I think. And,
Yes, at the end, you certainly were following an albatross.
Yes, and ran aground, but somewhat successfully. It was kind of like landing. And all fell out of the boat,
Some of us
walked into the woods to see some fresh water, and ran into a big, creepy... Well, it was like, it was one of them, what do you call them? It's like, I know that they actually are, but there's like a name for it, but they're like horrible sea zombies. But whatever he really was. Spawn, that's what they are. But anyway, he was quite a match. I went unconscious. I can't remember if anybody else completely went down.
Everybody went down except for one person.
It was pretty rough.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty rough. But eventually we dispatched him and found some cool junk in his little cave. I ate a fruit that turned out to be magical in a good way. And here we are experimenting with our new items.
I have been meaning to ask you for 2 weeks. Can you remember what the fruit did?
No.
Me neither.
No, but it healed me in some way, I think, because I gave myself some hit points.
Yes. So, I can write note to self. Note to self. Strange orange fruit. Make max number on die when hit die spent.
Right.
There we go.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is how I take notes in D&D now, apparently, and I just write them in the Roll20 chat, and I'll think, oh, well, I'll go back over it at some. No, I meant to. I literally sat there last week and I was like, I'm gonna homebrew it so that I can give it out again. And I didn't mean to watch the YouTube video back. I just sat there and went, I don't know. Yeah, great job. And so you found yourself in a small cave, a happy little cave. This cave, in fact. Not really a cave. It's a cove, we will. And you got a conglomeracy of treasure, including clubs and daggers and tinderboxes and pouches and chests, and cooking pots and small knives and fish blocks and tackles and an enduring spellbook. Each, the three of you have all got an item of magical properties. Joe, if you may have missed the discussion about it, but you can click them in the chat if you wish to scroll up and see the enduring almanac that is the spellbook that Diego has inherited, and the cooking pot shield that Boulderbreast is real death. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that John no keel to full, some sort of rest. Short rest or something.
What about Cooper?
Is Cooper dying? Why is Cooper dying?
No.
I mean, I've got health because I think we did take a short rest, but I am exhausted. But I think that only goes away with long rest.
No, what about your item? Don't you have a...
Oh, I don't have a special item.
No special items for Jean-Luc or for Cooper yet.
Ah.
All I have is a dagger.
You've got a dagger, which is quite useful for him right now.
Yeah,
But perhaps not as in need of something in particular at this point, and might wander around and find something a bit later. It made no sense that it'd be a musical instrument in this cave, and I didn't want Jay to be the only one who didn't get anything, so I punished Josh. Cool.
Sure,
that's how that goes. Or I just didn't want to give Josh anything. But you are all now full health. If you want to go, Munch is not full health either.
I don't know what I was supposed to be, but I can make it full.
Yeah, go ahead and heal yourself up. I'm probably confusing the matter by having your character sheets. Yeah. So there seems to be no sign of any other sea spawn around here. But I will take a survival check, please, from anyone who is proficient or just generally thinks that they...
Yep, I'm proficient.
I'm super proficient and also rolled a natural 20.
That is great.
Oh, wow.
I do need one from Duck as well.
I got an 18.
Okay, so different things here. I will start with Boulderbreast. Boulderbreast, what did you get?
15.
Cool. You will note that these trees are very limber. They're like sort of very bendy palms. And you could potentially bend them down and perhaps even rope them down or whatever to make a lean-to or a bit of shelter should you need it something.
Okay.
Cooper, you got a...
18.
As you sat upon the little water as you floated by, you will note that there is an underground stream from this water going in and going along. I'm sure with Munch's assistance, you would understand that that is west. The stream goes west. But it's underground, and it's quite deep underground. It's not something you'd be able to access. But it should be worth mentioning that that stream may resurface somewhere over to the west. It doesn't resurface on the east. This does seem to be where it ends. There is a little bit of bubbling as the water comes through and comes up and stops. There is a small trickle into the cave, and that's why the water peters out. Munch, you said you got a nat 20?
Yes, for a total of 26.
Great, you realise a few things. This island's quite hot. Whilst you guys are animals adapted well to the temperatures of the tropicals, it might be a little uncomfortable to be out in the midday sun, but you would know that it is currently early evening. Secondly, you will note that obviously you have found things, which means there are people somewhere. Or some sort of people somewhere. And thirdly, you notice that this island seems very hilly. There's lots and lots of little hills, mountains, etc. And you are in a valley, if you will. Being hills on either side. You can spy out paths up the hills in both directions if you wish. No sign of any traditional humanity. Not that your characters would understand that, but as players, it's worth noting. Don't see any huts, any buildings. And I think your characters would know, you've got huts and buildings back at home. You see none of that. But with your nat 20, I will tell you as well, you do see some odd tracks from the None of them are creatures that you even remotely understand. It's fair to say that you've got a good look at Kef, the man, and they're definitely not his sized feet. They're odd. One is a three-toed creature with wide spread legs. Looks to be a four-legged creature. One is like a sea spawn. And the other is like a long pile of sludge has been dragged along. There is indeed a little tiny piece of red slime here and there that looks like a sort of discarded rubbery maggot been left in that sludgy path. Nice thought, isn't it?
Yes.
Honestly, I was just looking at different creatures that are on this island and looking for their footprints, and I was like, "Good God, that's hideous."
I'm gonna walk over to the dead body, and just kind of
The sea spawn. Yep.
Yeah, I just very softly and repeatedly, like, Cooper thinks he's just like tapping at the body like you would with a stick, but really he's just stabbing repeatedly. What is this thing?
It looks like the traveler, but much different.
Just
Has
be
less
careful.
hair.
We don't know whether it could still be dangerous or not.
Cooper takes several feet backwards.
I don't know what it is,
No.
but it's not the only thing here. There's other
I didn't
stuff.
keep stabbing it, because ultimately that'll
Oh,
maybe
okay.
will keep it dead, but just be careful.
Yes, well, speaking of stuff, look at this thing that I found. It's beautiful, it's amazing. And I'll look.
What does it do?
Diego has just been engrossed in this book the entire time. I'm not quite sure, but I feel like I know these. And you'll see that he's sort of like wiping his hand over the cover of the book, and it's sort of like turning this rune on and off. Ding, ding, ding. And then when he opens it, when the rune is on, he fancy magic writing, and when the rune is off, there's nothing in it. He's quite perplexed by that, so I think that Diego might be experimenting and have a little piece of charcoal that he carries around to like write shit down, just write on the pages. Maybe what he will have done was sort of draw a picture of that strange fruit that Munch was talking so highly of, and just be like, very good tasting, healthy, makes you feel better in the morning.
Why does the rune glow like that? That's
not
what you called
sure.
it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Is there any other runes in the vicinity, either on the items that my companions had taken, or
Yes. So all along the carved
On any of the
walking
other
stick,
stuff?
I think I can ping an image of Joe's. I'm clever enough. Yeah, just in case you guys want to see the images, there is the stuff. If one was to click it and look very closely, there are little bits of sort of
Yes.
patterning and sort of the odd bit of going on.
look there, Munch, on your stick.
What, mine? I don't know. I just found it over here.
Rub the shaft. Quickly rub it. You must swipe your hand over it very fast.
I don't think that's how it works.
This seems to be how.
It's very springy. It's sort of bendy, and it's nicer than my stick.
What about that pot, Boulder Breast?
What about the what?
That pot that you found.
The pot? Yeah, it's
There's nothing
Well, I
written
was-
on it.
nah, but I thought I could like use it to that thing like tried to bite us, so I thought I could use it to stop it biting me and you guys. And it reminds me of my little bone bowl pot that we use for cooking. I just thought I don't understand what it's made of though. Do you know what this is? Listen, and I get my nail and I like ting it.
And Cooper, you have noticed that this sound has come up a few times on your dagger, amongst other things. Seen this metal in various different places in this. It is the
it's
same,
smooth,
I
but it's
remind you,
really
as the
hard.
nails you used.
really hard.
It is really hard.
Scares me.
I'll take out my what's I'm assuming now just a pouch of nails. And I'll like hold one of the nails up next to the lid. It's made of lots of little things like these.
An interesting observation, Cooper.
I don't believe you because those things are really small, and if you put them together, like it's not. You know what I mean? I don't
Well, this is-
But they're
understand.
like, have you not seen a table that's made up of like little twigs, but they make up a big thing?
Do you
Like
remember
that.
how the traveler, he cut down the tree and made it into much smaller parts and then made his vessel? Perhaps this is the same. Perhaps this substance grows on this island.
Like on a tree?
Oh wow!
Exactly. We must find more.
Well, this is going to be a very long campaign if we're in search of an iron tree. 2029 rolls by on island 39. The DM creates an iron tree and gives up. Stubbornness and madness. But yeah, as you group around, you can hear a strange cook-horing of an odd, multicolored bird. And hear a strange, ululating cry, very low, quite far away from you. Just hear this sort of goes on and on and on. Give me a perception check. Anybody who's proficient or has a positive modifier.
Wait for what? Sorry.
If you have a positive modifier to perception, or you are proficient,
Perception.
you may give me the click.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nat 20.
Now 20, just to beat the two 19s.
Right.
I know.
Red 21.
Anybody who got above a 15 would notice that there is a gurgling quality to this, as if somebody has filled their mouth with water and sort of, but huge and miles away. Not miles, but a long way.
Oh shit! Get behind me! I raise the pot.
I get behind it.
Yeah.
usually do so.
Yeah, all four of you stand behind it, wait 3 or 4 minutes, the cry sort of eventually comes to a stop. It is clearly quite a way away. It perhaps reminds you a little bit of the world fish that you saw. It reminds you of the world fish you saw blow when it blowed. When it blowed? Wow.
Load.
When it blowed, it blowed. When it blew water up into the sky, it made that sort of watery noise. It's as if like somebody was speaking out of that hole. Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do, but it's making that noise.
Perhaps we should scout ahead to find out what the sound is. We don't want to run into another one of these.
Don't tell me there's more.
Where there's one, there's many.
You think we should go and look for these things?
Avoid
So-
them. perhaps.
I mean, these tracks over here look pretty big, and whatever this weird. I mean, no one should have to see this, but if I'm gonna have to look at it, y'all have to look at it. It's this horrible red slime stuff.
Tracks? What are you talking about?
Yes, look at this. They're like toes, and it's not like Calf at all. That guy who came to the island, it's not like him.
Interesting. You are a very astute observer, Munch.
Just because I see it doesn't mean I'm not interested in it. I mean, we got a boat back over here. We could just go back on our boat.
It's not an
We
option.
can very much just go.
Does the creature's feet resemble the ones on the?
So you did find one
Oh,
set
no.
of tracks that did resemble those, but there was
Oh,
also
okay,
a
yeah, sorry,
strange,
sorry.
widespread three-toed creature that seemed four-legged.
And
Um,
sorry, the
and-
three-toed
uh,
thing is very large.
It's
Larger than
widespread
us.
3 feet. I would say it. Boulder breast. If you were to put your foot on top of the 3 wide-toed you would know it to be a lizard print as players, right?
Hmm.
Your foot and its foot is probably about the same size, but it definitely has 4 legs. And then there's this wide sludge trail. Whatever.
Not like a horse-sized thing, basically. Is what I'm
Yeah, you don't know. You have no idea. How, it could be walking on really long legs, you know?
True.
It could be 8 foot tall, and 7 feet of that could be legs. You really don't know. Odd-shaped jellyfish. Like, mystery, guys.
Did not come all this way to go back on the boat.
Well, maybe we should follow the water. It goes, and I'll whisper to Munch. West? Question mark.
Yeah, I think I was looking at that map a lot. The west is what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes. Maybe we should, because if there's water, there's other people, right?
Maybe. I don't see where they live. There's no houses or anything.
Ah, west. How far is west?
I think it's a couple hundred ticks that way.
Maybe we'll go to west.
Does west go towards any of the hills and mountains you were describing?
You cannot go in any direction without going somewhat towards the hills.
Right,
and
over in the
mountains,
valley, right?
unless you go back south to the beach. You could go to the beach and wander along the beach instead.
The tracks, James, go north.
This should get an 20. The sludge trail goes slightly off to the west. The sea spawn, I will tell you, call it that because it's easier, goes off to the east and up the hill, you would think. And the lizard-like thing goes to the north.
And the gurgling noises also to the north?
The gurgling noise is definitely coming from the north, yes. I know this is very unhelpful, but the closest thing I have to a map for you guys right now, just to give you a concept, is the entire world, or the entire land. So I will...
You know where we are right now.
Yeah, you do.
Don't tell us.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do. You're at the first. I have a boat token. Anyone know where I put it? Me neither. Let's use someone's face. Whoever comes up first. Diego, there you go. You have arrived. Yeah. So there's not many hills depicted on this little tiny map. But there are a couple, right? But if you just think about it, you just come like, ooh, really difficult to do. You just come onto the land a little bit. Obviously, you don't know of any city or anything, but there is water going to the west, and there are hills sort of surrounding you north, east, and west. The beach is behind you to the south. Yeah.
I don't like the fact that this slithery thing, red slug thing, has gone to the west. Has gone to west. So we should go the opposite way and go to
follow the tracks of the creature that you've just nearly died to.
I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
find out what these noises are.
We could walk along the beach.
Yeah.
I'm not here for a romantic time, Cooper. We're here to explore.
You did know the beach. You could see a long way in both directions. Might feel safe to you.
Actually, we know we killed one of the sea guys. We don't know whether we can kill the red thing. That's something.
That's true.
That'd be friendly.
And now you have a stabby big nail, and I have a big bunch of nails.
It's true. We can do anything.
We
should go
can
west.
accomplish great things with
We
these
should
nails.
go to the west.
No, that's the red slimy thing.
But
I think we should leave this decision to Munch.
Yeah,
Seems
that's
to
why.
have You seem to
You
have the
know
best
where-
grasp on where we are and where we are going.
Exactly.
Just helps me get
You-
back. I don't know what's any place.
You knew the word west.
You all knew the word west. Man's just had a concept of which direction it was. You all know it's the direction the sun set. It's just the sun wasn't setting and Munch could work it out in other ways.
All right, now if we do run into another one of those guys, I think I should try to help out. I'm sorry about that. I thought he would just run away from us, but he just came at us. So I'll try harder next time, but I don't really want to see another one right now, to be honest with you. And this slimy stuff is pretty awful, but this toes, that's just like you, Boulder Breast. Let's just go that way, north.
Right, all right.
Hey, let me find my north music. North music.
Oh.
Also, did we short or long rest
Short.
after?
Short. About 5 p.m. I have a song here that's just labeled Scottish.
Sounds northy to me.
It's north from here.
I don't live over there, but I think it's north of you guys.
It is. As you... My north music, you like?
North music.
As you work your way down this sort of strange curving path, the heat is a little cloying, and the trees get thicker. To your right and left, you see these beautiful, they're birds of paradise plants, flowers, for those of you who have knowledge, but they look like that. These beautiful, sort of wide open, lotusy flowers. The entire scene is rife with colour. And you see these three-pronged toes go for a little while and then go up a tree.
I look up.
Oh. Give me
Do
a
I
perception
see
check.
anything? Okay. That's that way.
Nice. You see a small, furry, brown creature with large eyes and a sort of wide mouth. It's sat on the edge of the branch, and it's holding what looks to be something squishy and red, and it throws it at you. Let's see.
Can I catch it in my mouth?
No. It boom, straight in the middle of your forehead. You take no damage.
Okay.
It just sort of squishes, and the juice just starts running down your face, Cooper.
I like wipe it off with my
Wing?
wing hand. And smell it.
The creature gives a little laugh at you, and then reaches over and takes another one and whoo, slings it at Diego. Diego, that's an 18 to hit you. Whatever it is, you're muted.
That does hit me, and
Yep.
I won't shield it to flex my.
No.
newfound ability.
Yeah, you just take what effectively
Oh.
feels a bit like a tomato, just straight to the side of the face. Yeah. And it just squishes outwards. And the creature lets out another little laugh. Another one runs along the branch, and the two of them start looking at you together, and they point at you multiple times and start flinging these soft, squishy fruits at you and laughing at you.
Diego's pissed.
Rico, I didn't hear that.
Sorry. I said Diego's pissed. He's just growling. You see this?
We're being attacked.
Give me an intimidation
Come
check
down
with the
here.
growl. If you haven't worked this out, by the way, these are small monkeys.
Oh, I got a 15.
Yeah, as soon as you growl, they sort of, oh. And then he reaches over and takes what looks like to be a pine cone and just throws it at your feet. And they scarper way higher up the tree. See. They found that very frightening.
I'll pick up the pine cone. Look at it.
Yeah, it's a pine cone.
It's like eaten through, and it's just like
Pine cone.
I'll
On the
hand it
floor.
over. I'll hand it over to Munch.
Alright.
These look edible to you.
I mean, eventually. It's it keeps pretty well, so I don't. It's kind of on the border between the things that I'll eat and the things that I'll save.
Cooper, give me a dex save. As I'm assuming you're wandering about.
Sure. That is a nat 1 for a 5.
Lovely. You walk a little too close to a particular plant. It's sort of got these wrapped green vines, and suddenly as you get close, it just gives you. It opens up, and piles of yellow fluff come flying out at you and stick to the juice. It's like you've just been doused in pollen.
Ugh.
Help!
Too real. Too real.
I'm being hit.
Come here, son. Come here.
His yellow color looks good on you. Almost natural.
I pour my water skin out on his face.
Yep, clean him off. That's good. As you keep marching through the large brush, you come to an area where there's these sort of two large trees and what appears to be a solid wooden structure that someone has built. It's got a roof and a back wall, and it looks like it goes on for 30 or 40 feet round, so as if somebody's built a sort of sheltered walkway, I guess.
That's a boat in this tree.
He's so far from the water.
Where did it get that high?
I mean,
But-
perhaps we should inspect the tree boat. Diego will try to climb up to it.
Okay, you can go up
Be
to it.
careful.
It's just a sheltered walkway, so it's on the ground. It's just a roof and a wall.
Out in the water.
Well, two walls, technically. Like a tunnel, effectively.
Which,
Down. I don't see anything down the ways. Down the tunnel.
No, it winds around a corner. You'd have to follow it down.
Let's go.
I'm coming.
Okay.
And as soon as they all get here, I'll push Boulder Breast in front of us.
Yeah. Like
Suddenly you find
Two
yourself
hands behind the shield.
coming at the large area of water.
Peeking around it.
Imagine you've exited just here.
Can
You
we
guys
put
will
our
see that
tokens
map. You can if you want. It's not a full map. It's just a picture.
Oh, right.
I think. But yeah, you see that there is a sort of a little inlet of water, and it seems to go all the way back out to the beach. This water, and there is a single boat at the end of a long pier, and two small huts.
Sorry. Two small huts, like here and here.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was
Are
what was
we
the
high
boat
enough?
creature's name? Sorry, what did you say, Cooper?
I was just gonna say, are we high enough that we could theoretically walk along the roof of these huts?
Yes, you could technically jump from just here to the hut roof, or you could take the path down here or over here. To the players, this is a hidden sort of inlet cove, as if it's like an escape almost.
Do you see that?
What?
Shelter. And another one of those vessels.
Another boat. But this one's not up a tree.
Let's get closer. I will try to sneak a little closer.
Be careful.
I'm always careful, and I'll start like tapping the roof with my deck.
Okay. There's a brief wait. And then charging out is this.
Shit.
Yeah.
A pirate.
Diego will drop down.
You see this sort of very large fur-backed creature with fangs come charging out, swinging a very, very large nail towards you, and just sort of waving it in your direction. And
I will attempt to mimic what they're doing with my smaller nail.
She shouts over to the other hut. I'm gonna check that. Nope. I'm going to get the right person. Here we go. And a man comes out. He's got 2 long nails, one in each hand.
Oh no.
And he sort of puts one away, and he takes a rock and he throws it, Cooper, purposely at your feet, to sort of try and scare you off. And he sort of waves you away.
I'll turn to everyone else and say, what is that sound they're making?
I'm gonna jump down where they are with just my shield and just try to look a little bit threatening, but I'm scared, so I'm protecting myself.
Okay, she moves over towards you, and she's sort of like with her sword is like gesturing you backwards, like she doesn't quite touch you or attack you. She just sort of advances towards you, and as if you're sort of, trying to scare off a small creature with a brush.
I'm sort of doing the dance. You know what I mean? I'm going back. I'm going forward, and then I'm going back. Then I'm going forward, going back.
I'm back
sort
here
of in
with
this,
lunch.
sort of in this
Like,
weird
what?
game of.
He tries like sort of knocking his swords together and at you.
You want to fight me? You want to fight me?
I think they just want us to go away. It's like when Diego's growling at those things in the tree.
Mm.
Oh.
It's true, they're much
Sure.
bigger than us.
They got really big nails.
They do have really big nails.
And
They're not poking us with
threatening
them.
Cooper.
She is now leveling the sword at Boulderbrust, point forwards, like right towards him, and just literally, yeah, and trying to drive you off the beach. Do you allow yourself to be driven back?
Yeah, I do.
And then the guy sort of puts his sword to the side and walks back to his hut.
As they're both distracted, could I possibly try and fly in the open door of the
So he's standing in front of the doorway of this one.
Yeah, I mean the one
You
she
will
came
not
out
be
of.
able to do it without him seeing.
Ah, okay.
You would know that. You might be able to get in without them stopping you, but you won't be able to get in without them seeing.
I know, but they might actually kill me if they know it.
Well worked out. Excellent time to not be doing that. Yes, they purposely drive you away. There's no peaceful interaction here. It is just sort of loud yelling, and it is exactly as Joe stated. It is like when Diego growled. It was just a sort of, get out of here, go away. You don't belong here. And that was all you got. Yeah, and they will push you guys right to that wooden walkway to go back through it. You know this is here, but perhaps it is not the time to be visited.
North was wrong.
You can
We
still
should
head
go
north.
to
This
the
was a
west.
sort of little distracting wooden
Okay.
walkway path. So you can
Oh,
still
okay.
continue to the north through the jungle.
Are you too crazy? Cooper, get us killed out here.
Wouldn't think bad happened.
Thanks to Boulderbrest.
I stand by my statement. Nothing bad happened.
He's off. He's all right.
Anyway, these things were more than like that, the first traveler than this second thing that we dispatched off.
What were they called again? Haze?
Geth.
Gefs. Those are scary Gefs.
Scary Kefs. They were very scary
So
Kefs.
stupid.
But you met your first 2 NPCs on the island. Good job. It went really well.
Yay.
The one was quite alluring, though, I must admit.
You liked Boulder, did you?
Oh no.
Okay. As you... Sorry, go on.
gonna say some stupid shit.
You can say some stupid shit. You want to say some stupid shit? We got so much time for that right now.
The Kef without face fur had big like tail, big head tail fur.
Yes, I saw
Tail.
that.
She did have a fantastic head tail, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
Quite
Do you know
large
what?
teeth as
I
well.
have had so much fun looking at pirate art. How cool is this half-orc art? Like,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
very
sick.
cool.
We enjoyed that.
The other guy looked a bit like an NPC. This chick's giving off like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
very
definitely
bad.
an NPC. I don't think you will ever see him again. He just waved some swords at you, and that was that. But yeah, you guys can head back into this thick jungle, and as you go a little further, you see 3 little huts. All U-sized huts. Quite well spaced out. I mean, Diego, you might have to stoop to get in the door. And they've got thatched roofs, almost like coconut hair roofs, if you will. There is a little tiny cave behind the 3 spaced out huts. The huts have no doors on, and they don't seem to have anyone in.
Perhaps a settlement?
Maybe they can speak what we speak.
I'll call out.
There is nothing.
Is anyone
in the
there?
huts. No. You looking in the doors, you can see quite clearly they're literally completely empty. There's no furniture. There's no anything.
Oh, I'm running in.
You go in.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
Waddle
shame. What
running
was-
in.
Yeah. It's a small round hut with nothing inside. Nothing at all.
These homes have been abandoned. But why?
What's in the cave?
Perhaps the thing that made these settlers run away. Let's approach the cave with
Munch,
go to the
caution.
cave?
can you see any
If
tracks of any
that's-
kind?
Give me a sec. Munch, give me a perception check, please. It's not survival, but it'll have to do.
That's fine. 14.
You just about at the sort of side of the cave see a tiny little creature disappear. You just catch the back of it. It looked like a bit of black fluff.
Little fluffy thing just went right on over there
Where?
by the edge of the cave.
There's 4 of us and 1 of it.
There
Doesn't
could
look
be
very
3.
big,
There's
right?
3 huts.
Worst case scenario, there's 4 of us and 3 of it.
As
That's
you stay
true.
very still, it scuttles back out onto a little leaf in front of you. There's only one of them, but it looks like that. That little creature. It's got a little tiny mouse-like face, white fluff. It's holding a little leaf. This creature is tiny even to you. It's about 3.5 inches in height. It comes out and it waves its little green plant at you. And then Munch, it approaches you very slowly.
Okay,
Looks right up to you if you'll let it.
I will.
And he just touches you in the chest. You feel like a gentle, warm feeling move throughout your whole body. And then it runs away really quickly, like quite far back. And then it waves its leaf at you very slowly.
I sort of just wave my new stick back and forth as well.
It comes back very slowly, and in front of Boulder Breast, it puts a single little tiny acorn. Like a jungly acorn. Scuttles back. It runs up towards you, Cooper, and it puts a tiny little shell, a little coloured shell on the floor in front of you.
I'm actually still in the hut.
Okay, then it will run all the way, so it'll run to Diego, sorry, and it'll put a little shell in front of you. Tiny coloured shell. It scurries back again to its little rock.
It
Cooper,
felt
you
warm when
can
it
you can
touched me,
see
but-
this when you come out the when you poke your head out of this little hut. You just see this little tiny black elemental creature waving its little. I mean, you can see what it's waving. It's like a long stalk with little.
Warm like it burned you like fire.
No, I don't think it didn't seem offensive as far as I could.
No,
From
in fact, you
general
feel a bit
description.
invigorated.
No, it's more like eating that fruit almost. It felt kind of nice, but
perhaps these gestures are gifts for us. These creatures are friendly. Pick up
This-
my colored shell and sort of.
Yeah, it's just a little tiny colored shell. Let's just put it in front of you.
Munch, do you want my little nut that it gave me?
Well, eventually, sure, but
I'll just keep it safe.
do we have anything we could sort of give them?
Perhaps.
The creature lets out a little chirrup and is going to head over towards the hut where Cooper is.
Cooper, our little thing is coming in there. It's friendly. Just don't freak out.
Don't try to hurt it. Yeah.
And it places a single bright red berry on the ground in front of you, Cooper. And scurries all the way back to that little rock where it just stands there and it waves very slowly. It's a little...
Whilst they were communicating, for lack of a better word, with these creatures, I wanted to see if there was anything tucked away or hidden in this hut. Like if there's
You can see at a
floorboards,
glance, it
do
is
any of
literally
them,
just... There's
come
no
up?
floorboards at all.
Okay.
It is just a wooden surround with a roof. It's just the forest floor in here. There is
then
nothing.
I just start digging.
Okay, you can dig around, and then as you sort of dig in different areas, you find nothing, and then you hear this little chirp, and then it places this berry in front of you.
Yeah, and then I will, and then it scutters off, right?
It scutters back up to its rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I will pick up the berry. Does it look like the one that the monkeys threw at us?
No, they threw the what looked like a tomato at you.
Okay.
This looks like a raspberry.
Oh, okay.
So rainbow shell, raspberry, strange acorny seed jungle thing. Nothing to you. They would have given something to Jean-Luc as well. I didn't. Okay. So to Jean-Luc, they 3 little tiny vines that are twisted into a plait. Onto Jean-Luc. But they gave nothing to Munch. Instead, he put his hand on your chest. And you felt a little warm flourish through.
Perhaps we offer them nails.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Call them a nail.
I don't know. Do we call them nails though? Were we taught
Yes.
those?
He pointed to
yeah.
them and called them nails. One of the few
They're
words you know in the
everything else
common tongue.
nails.
Yeah, everything else is a nail. That's why I was like, surely we know this term nail. Yes, perhaps we give them a nail.
Okay. I'll eat the raspberry. What does it taste like?
It is succulent and sweet and juicy. Lovely.
Lovely. Yeah, and then I will very slowly approach one of them.
There is
and
only one. I know the picture.
it's-
I know there's 2 in the picture, but there was only one. I couldn't get a picture of one of these things without
Sure.
looking really shit.
Yeah, and I will hold out a nail for it to take from me.
It shakes its head briefly, and then you see it point back behind it, and it's got a nut. It is taken from Munch. It has already taken its reward. In fact, it took it first, and then gave... Or you wouldn't have a nut on you, actually. You would have had a nut on you, right? You used one.
Yeah,
for
I
the-
mean vaguely.
for the- yeah.
I
And you can... The touch is the reward for the gift. They've done the exchange, as far as they're concerned.
when I notice this, I will just whisper to this little creature, "Don't let him find out."
And then suddenly it takes a couple of steps and you just lose track of it. Joe, you are under the effects of a potion of heroism. But it will last 8 hours. So that's 10 temp HP. You're under
No
the effects of the
getting scared
Bless
for you.
spell. No. Potions of heroism are not spell heroism.
Ah.
So it's a 1d4 to all your attack rolls and saving throws and 10 temp HP.
Ooh, thanks.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know what the hell just happened, that's a Chwinga. As players, you might know what a Chwinga is. As characters, you have not a fucking... They're very cute little jungly
Looks
creatures.
like something from Spirited
Don't
Away.
have to roleplay
Yeah, that's
right
the
now.
thing.
They're a spelljammer thing, I think.
Oh, I know them from Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh.
They're in the jungle there. Anyway, you're left with these three little huts and this cave, and the cave is abandoned, as you can see. You can't see anything in it. Only one.
Anyone in
What
it?
that-
We haven't explored the cave yet.
You haven't been in yet, no.
That's where Diego was.
What?
The last
what
time he was in the
happened to
cave, he found something really cool. Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
that's true. I was just saying, what happened to the things that we hear? I don't understand. Do the little guys live in the huts or?
You would know they are way too small for those huts.
Yeah.
That would be like the most palatial mansion for a 3-inch creature that has ever existed.
Okay,
Perhaps
Well-
local fauna or something.
that's the question then. What happened to the inhabitants?
Or maybe they didn't move in yet.
What? They didn't move in yet.
Yeah, maybe they
there.
maybe they built these giant structures, but they've not moved yet. Maybe they're
Just a
packing their
reminder,
stuff.
Josh, they were only giant for the little tiny 3-inch elemental. They're actually a
Our
fairly
size.
normal size for Munch and for you and for Diego.
Oh, okay.
They're sort of like 4 foot tall at most huts, so they would be too short for a human, but way too big for those little tiny elementals. In fact,
Okay,
they're
yeah.
you-sized.
Well, maybe
I'd like to
maybe
meet something us.
Well, yeah, Diego will mention. I think it's quite the opposite. Something drove these things out.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it the opposite? Why does it have to be so gloomy and doomy? Why can't they just have not moved in yet? Maybe they're for us. Maybe they were a gift. That one's mine.
You're going to the cave, are you, Diego? Okay. You find it's quite a small cave, but there is a rivulet of water coming down the cave. It just runs constantly, then falls down to an underground stream. You can, and it is beautiful, crystal clear, refreshing water. It is very obvious to you immediately that this water is the reason they put the huts here. And as you're drinking, you look to your right and you see that all across the wall of the cave has been painted on. Little paintings. And just that look. I paste this here. Where's this?
See,
Okay. Yeah, no, it's. Let me do a for you. Forced to do this in advance. Painting 1 and oh, it's gonna do anything, is it? Okay, go on. Over you go to there. So this is the first sort of. There's lots and lots of these paintings, but there are creatures that look
Whoa.
like this. They're very tribal paintings, and they're not involved in warfare. The paintings are, despite the creatures looking quite warlike, they are depicted sort of dancing, surrounding a campfire in their little jungle huts. The paintings seem very old to you, over 100 years.
I was gonna ask, is it like freshly painted? Is it like cracked and chipped away?
Cracked and chipped away.
Really?
Old paintings. You can all come in and have a look at these. There's lots
Yeah,
and lots of them.
Diego will have a look while he's like drinking his water, and then he'll call in.
You
Have a
can
look
note
at
that these are
these.
obviously paintings of an old civilization. And for those of you who don't recognize them, these are Ghostwise half. The characters wouldn't know, but as players, you can see that. If you've got images in your head of Ghostwise halflings, you can apply them to these.
Before I go into the cave, can I, with my nail, oh my god, with my knife,
Your
I'm
dagger.
gonna not get
Yes.
into the habit of referring to the dagger as yeah, can I carve my name into one of the huts?
Yeah, you can carve your name into the wood.
Perfect. I'll just put Cooper's home,
Okay.
and then I'll go into the cave.
Um,
Cooper's summer home.
It's very nice in here. It's quite peaceful, quite shady, quite gentle. You can just hear this lovely trickling of water constantly.
Firstly, this water is fantastic. Secondly, look at these walls, these paintings. Like, may have inhabited these huts long ago.
Did the huts seem remotely as old as the paintings?
They look. Ooh,
Not as.
Do you have any woodworkers' tools or anything like that?
That's a good question.
Okay, just give
No,
me a
no.
general perception check, I guess, or investigation, your choice.
Can I do an investigation?
Yeah, why not?
But actually, I realized I have one exhaustion, so that should be a 20, just a 20, dirty.
Okay. Yeah, you, these boles of the trees have gotten old and knotted. They are very sturdy, but they don't have any sort of sap or glue or anything to keep them together. They're just driven into the ground. These would still look the same in another 100 years. They could easily be as old as you have. They're almost timeless in their color. And just as you're in this cave, you do hear a slight rumble above. It begins to rain out. It happened before I pressed play on the music. Yeah, I just forgot to say it. There's just a slight drizzle of rain outside. Little rumble of thunder in the distance. About 7 o'clock in the evening.
Perhaps we should wait out this rain.
We have the same idea.
Perhaps a meal first. You're in the shelter of the cave. You've got a brand new cool pot. All the rest, would you put together some food?
Do I have food? I remember I caught one measly little fish.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of sort of trail rations that you had back from home. There's a
Okay.
few berries that you foraged on the way, I think it's fair to say. Bunch has been collecting the odd flower and berry as well. No meat. But a freshly
worries.
foraged dinner.
How does Munch feel about sharing the wealth?
Oh, it's fine as long as it's just like random stuff. You know what I mean? Like flowers and
buried
berries and
stuff.
spoilables, perishables. No problem at all.
All right,
if we're-
well. Yeah? Cooper.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Cooper.
If we're all gonna stay here for the evening before traveling on, could I invite you all to my new home? And I'll gesture out towards outside the cave.
Not.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as there's no leaky roof. Well,
No, the roofs are very, very, very good at keeping the rain out.
We can use my my pot as a, as a parasol. That's a big word I've never used before.
Probably bigger than umbrella, so.
All right. I don't. Is that any better than the cave? Well, I don't know why they thought it was better than the cave.
There's more space. The cave isn't big. You can get sort of, if all four of you huddle against the wall, you can stay out the shade, but it's only sort of 2.5 feet deep. It's sort of wide, whereas the huts are sort of 15 foot across, or maybe 10 foot across, 4 foot high. So they're quite, they're large enough for all four of you to sit comfortably inside. But you can lay out your bedroll, etc. Really get a good rest here after a meal.
All right, let's go over to your place, Cooper. It's almost as damp in here as it is out in the rain.
Well,
Cooper's
I'll ferry
cottage.
it. I'll ferry us across so we don't get wet. And then I shall place the pot outside
my tail close.
Tail
and say, yeah, we just got to get. I don't know whether we can get some fire to go in to boil the water. I say that as there's a tiny little bit of water in the pot.
Yeah, you can get the water. There's
I mean,
either from
water
the water
from
coming
that-
down in
From
the cave.
the fresh
Yeah.
cave water would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I do that. I will get wet, and I will run with the pot of water, and then bring it in and say, well, we need to just get a fire going to boil the water. And as I say that, I think that's a good opportunity to be like, "Word boils."
Yep, it does do that.
Be like, so, just to set the scene, like, does the water just magically boil?
Yeah, so at first it starts to just warm up, and you can see it almost moving slightly in the pot. Bibbles and bubbles and bubbles. And then you see it getting hot and finally coming to a boil, yeah.
The old induction shield.
Diego, can you explain anything
This
about
water
what happened before
boiling.
us?
Diego's already like drawing the pot, writing notes down on how hot pots in this land will boil water without the need of fire. Obviously,
You do note that he has.
Perhaps it has something to do with this material.
There were 2 iron pots in that cave. The other one doesn't seem to do the same thing.
Oh, we test it?
You probably would test it, yes.
Yeah, we would. Damn. What is this thing?
It's fascinating. And I'm gonna switch the rune back on to my book, and I will start looking through the spells in the spell book and realize that I have this detect magic. Read it over for 10 minutes, or however long it takes to enact a ritual. And I want to activate detect magic.
Yeah. Once you do so, you can see that there is magic coming from Munchie's staff, magic coming from your spellbook itself, and magic coming from the pot. And a little tiny bit of magic coming from the cave at the top where the water is coming through the hole. Give me an Arcana check and a Perception check.
Arcana.
Arcana and Perception. Yep, both.
So Arcana was a 16. Perception was a
Perception was
3.
okay. Yeah. Your Arcana check will tell you that the pot definitely has some magic about it that is self-heating. The staff seems dependent on which runes you put your fingers over. You're not quite sure how it works. You've assessed most of the magic of your book. But you can't quite work out what's going on with that thing at the top of the water. With your perception check, it's a little difficult. It's a little high up there. Can't quite work it out. You've probably got something to do with the water being so pure.
Diego will be explaining all of this to everyone as like a medium. I see the magic of your pot, the magic of your stick. Yes, it's very difficult to understand, but give me some time.
Do you see anything with this? And I will hold out my dagger.
No, this is just some mundane nail. I think it was used for a larger boat.
Okay, that's fine.
As you are relaxing under this water, you're finishing eating, you suddenly hear the loudest ribbit from outside your hut that has ever been heard.
The heck was that?
This huge croak, and then you hear a sort of splish in the ground, as if something has just landed quite close to you.
Did the ground shake?
Did we finish eating? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you finished eating. Lovely meal.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's
otherwise
no
it
one's
would've been
stomach.
No.
All right. Well, I tip over the water and brace with my shield.
Have a look outside.
And as you do,
Yeah.
this 4 large, quite brightly coloured frogs. They didn't have any brightly coloured frogs. They're all facing the wrong way as well, aren't they? Let's make them face the
I was
right
gonna
way.
say this is not too bad.
They're very camouflaged.
We're all running away.
Let's flip them all over, and I will ask you to roll initiative, even if you don't fight them, because they will fight you. No, because I want things to happen in turn order.
Hey, Munch.
Yeah, well, one off though, because again, I don't know if there's any way to apply that.
Not really. I mean, you could lower your proficiency, but then it will do all sorts of weird things.
Yeah.
We can deal our card out for initiative, right? The D4 if we want.
Yeah, if you think your character is particularly ready.
Diego's always ready.
You want to do that, Ricky?
Jean-Luc? No. I was curious. I was just curious.
Fucking hell, really? I'm playing D&D with myself for 5 turns? Alright, here we go. Let's watch James play D&D.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Whoa. We have 4 things. Tracker.
No, it's just a wrong initiative.
I can see me. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
It's actually the frog's turn. It's got a 19. And it's going to leap in towards you. That's it. That's its turn.
Ooh.
And then Jean-Luc. No, Jean-Luc is going to yell, "Go away! Hey! Be home!" Whatever it is.
Be gone!
Yell.
Bingo.
À pied! Le grand oui à chou!
Yeah, be gone, le grand oui.
Exactly.
Les choux.
Les choux. Exactly.
Les choux.
Les bonbons. Please. À maman. Fuck off. But ask for a wisdom save of this creature, who's gonna get a 11 and take some psychic damage.
It is fun to play D&D with yourself.
No, it fucking isn't. I do way too much of it. Yeah, it takes 3 psychic damage. For the sake of, let's put some letters on these things. Guy is C. Oh, I need to do a thing so you can all see it as well. Go. This guy is B. Oh, this is hard. Hard work. This guy is A. I've lost my D. There he is. Okay, you should now be able to see the little letters underneath them, even though the letters are really, really, really far underneath them. Frog B takes I rolled 3 psychic damage. With disadvantage on its next attack, and it is Frog B's turn. Frog B didn't like that and leaps over Jean-Luc. Attack with disadvantage. That's that one.
Nice.
It reaches and Jean-Luc sort of just ducks behind. I'm just going to make one little adjustment to the combat. There we go. Ducks a little bit behind Boulderbreast's shield. Because you said that you're putting up your shield and everybody was behind you, right? So that makes sense. And then Frog A is going to take the dash action and get right up in your grill, where frogs belong. Munch, what do you?
What do I
You don't
do?
forget your blessing thing, yes? If you wish your blessing.
Yes, yes. Wait, who? Only
That's
one of them actually attacked or something?
One of them got in range to attack. The other 2 took the dash action.
I see. Okay.
They were quite far away.
Interesting. I don't know that I want to be the one to turn this terrible if it doesn't have to, but he was all gung ho.
He definitely bit Jean-Luc. He just missed.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to come all the way around, in fact, to get that one in particular, so that I'm only dealing with the one that has specifically been harming anybody. It's kind of in weird multi-squares there, so I guess I can hit it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yes, I will bob around behind everybody to the other end, the one that has been threatening. As I go, nervously shoving a pepper in my mouth. And then I will say, you should have done that. And hit it in with my stick.
Okay.
And it will be...
Are you coordinating this? Have you worked the stick out yet? Or is it just a random elemental damage right now?
Well, I mean, I was imagining that I don't know it yet, but that because I'm like channeling the eating of the pepper.
Oh, okay.
It will be fire damage.
Yes, I can definitely go with. I thought you were going to do that for the breath, but I can definitely go with that for the hit too.
Sure, anything. Yep. We can do it anyway, but.
So you're gonna
let's see
go
here.
for fire damage. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Yeah. Let's do it here.
These creatures are very large and very fat and very flabby, but they're not very armored. You should be.
It's really only a 10. Oh no, but I've got a bless, right? Yeah.
Ironically, a 10 misses and 11 hits, so.
There we go.
Hey.
Yes. You bop it.
And I bop it. Ba-doop.
Oh, look at that. You actually made
hey.
a different one. Love that. Yeah, 5 fire damage. That's nice. And you hit the one that's already been hit once. Yeah. He doesn't seem to like that in the room. But he does still seem hungry and is staring at you quite intently.
Well, then I guess I'll pop him with my fist.
Oh, of course, you can do that.
Yes, I'm just nervous about it. That's all.
Bonus action bop.
But I will do it. Yes. Bonus action bop. Yeah, where are you here, unarmed strike? I haven't clicked any attacks yet, so here we go. That one, I guess, won't need the bless roll.
Yep. Full hit.
And then some regular punching damage.
Hey.
7 punching damage. Bludgeoning, I guess. 7.
7.
Oh, did you get a modifier on your off part?
That's what martial arts. It's not two-weapon fighting. It's martial arts.
It's martial arts, I like. Got the right. Yeah, creature severely wounded. Again, its red dot is going to sit in a very weird place. Cool. Does that conclude your turn?
Me. That's all I got.
Munch. No, Cooper.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to Frog B and try and stab it in the eye.
Yep.
That's a 12 to hit.
Yeah. You hit it.
Nice. That is 7 damage altogether.
Nice. Creature's dead.
Oh.
And then I will...
Capture it. It sort of squishes as the dagger enters its brain.
Gross. And then I'll run back behind Boulder Breast.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
That brings us to the D. He comes over and he takes his tongue out and lashes you, Boulder Breast, in the shoulder. That is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Yep. It reaches around your shield and grabs you, and you are grappled. Whilst you are grappled, you are restrained. Hit 5 piercing damage.
Alright.
Yeah.
So Diego, having spent a little time with his book, a little more time with his book.
Oh, just while I remember on that note, you should have 9 spells in your spellbook. I think you've only got 6.
Oh, I'll add.
There was 3 in addition to your base, so I'm just going to put a note here. At Rico, 9 spells. Spellbook. For some reason, I decided to shout at you. Sorry. I'm written in caps. Yeah, sorry. You're looking at a book.
And I'm gonna hold out my arm, sort of rest it probably on Boulder Breast's shoulder. And I will start chanting some strange Vulcan language, and 3 magical darts of force will materialize, and I will cast magic missile.
Okay. Where are they going?
1 on each.
1 on each. Okay, like that. So we got 4 into D. We've got...
I roll 1 for each.
Yeah.
3
3 into A.
and 2 into D.
Yeah.
A, C.
When you're doing this all into one target, I don't mind if you roll like 3d4 plus 3.
Mhm.
But when you're doing it separate targets, separate rolls, one by one, is easy. Cool. Any bonus action from you, DL?
No bonus action, but I am going to back up probably.
Okay. This is the hut entrance, which is why I've not given you much space to back up beyond that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool. Burn the breast.
I'm simply going to take the dodge action.
Really? I love that. Any bonus
Yeah.
action from you?
No.
Nope. Great. Love that. You stay in the front. This creature moves up, and now you've got 3 of them that are going to go at you with straight rolls. Because you are dodging, but you are also restrained. A 9 to hit you.
Yeah, very good.
Its tongue sort of... And you just hear this pong as it hits into the cooking shield. Jean-Luc will turn around and I have still not prepared any spells. Jay has not chosen any. I do not know what to do. I can only mock a bitch. As Jay hasn't chosen any spells yet. So I will say Muncher hits him again. I will mock this bitch. He will mock A and give you Bardic Inspiration, Munch, which I think at this point is a...
Yeah, should be.
Make a Wisdom throw of the saving variety. And succeeds, so that ain't doing shit. That brings us to Giant Frog A, who is going to take a straight roll bite at Burly Breast. Oh, a 12, I think, just makes it through your armor class.
It does. 12 hits.
Tragedy, but it cannot grapple you. Because you are already grappled, so it'll just be 3 piercing damage and munch you up. Bardically inspired, blessed! Surely this is your moment to kill a bitch.
I definitely feel a bit more confident. Yes, exhausted also. But yeah, I will rush up here.
Should have
I don't know if I need to be...
Cooper, sorry.
Do I need to be there or here?
Yeah,
I don't know which spot.
whichever you want. I don't know. You're hitting somebody with a
okay.
stick. Just
I'm not going to leave.
They've
anyway,
got
so-
10 foot of reach anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so yeah, I will come up and I will attempt to whack him with the stick.
With the donk. Is this fire damage again?
Yeah, that's all I'm imagining I can do for now.
We're rolling on the pepper. 15 hits?
Yeah. Yep, cool. And that's going to be staff damage with 2 hands. 11 fire.
Wow.
Creature severely wounded.
Max
Holy
damage on
donkeys. And you just come down and this creature, you actually hear its head just ever so slightly, and there's just this creased line, staff-shaped, down the center of its head.
God, that's foul.
that.
This huge hit.
You could just hop away. I know about jumping, it's not hard. But then I will kick out at him.
Yeah. Do you sort of hold onto the staff and jump up to kick, or is this just a eh?
Oh no, this is kind of a jumpy thing, but I think not with the stick yet. I don't think I've worked out that about the stick yet, so I'm just gonna kind of hop in the air, kind of doing this sort of like jumpy, kind of like more like a kangaroo kind of thing, you know. But let's see, I've got Bardic Inspiration and I've got
And the bless,
the bless. Let's do the bless here. It's only one more. Gets rid of my exhaustion. Let's use the Bardic. Another 1. What am I up to?
Oh, wow.
8.
Wow.
Yeah, that's. I also have this other card.
Go
Oh.
if you really want. I do
What the
tend to.
heck?
They don't use them in combat, but
Oh
use
no,
them less in
that's fine.
combat.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you
I think
can
I
use them in
meant to
combat,
miss.
but it's really when it's thematic. You were meant to miss it. You don't need to roll
Yes.
a 1 if you have used the card. Your foot goes into the frog, but it just sort of and just it just felt like you kicked a sponge, really. Your
Gotta
foot
stick to the
comes
stick.
back to you. Oh, that's a sentence. Stick to the stick. That brings us to Cooper.
Which one of the frogs is
I'm
grappling
really sorry.
Boulder?
That scared the shit out of me.
Gosh.
Startled me.
He is grappling the.
Is it grappling with its tongue?
Yes.
Then I'd like to run round and stab at the tongue to get
Okay,
it
yeah.
to release.
Try and make it release. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a damage threshold.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yes.
Oh, well, a 19 because the -1. Because exhaustion. And that is piss poor damage. That's
That ain't,
4.
that ain't the damage threshold. I have to
Oh,
tell
I
you.
rolled 1s on everything.
Yeah. Does that conclude your turn?
That does conclude my turn.
Okay, that brings us to the D. And he tries to reel you in to swallow you. But he can't quite pull you quickly enough, Boulderburst. You're too strong. Diego.
Diego is going to point out his finger again, except instead of pulling out his hand, he'll fire off a firebolt and whack him in his stupid face.
Okay. That's who, sorry?
D.
Mm-hmm.
He'll miss.
He'll miss. Oh, don't do that. Oh, you will miss. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Breast.
Combat was going so well the first turn.
I know, it went
Look.
great.
Considering there's still 3 of them, I think the best option, and I'm grappled, I think the best option is still just to dodge. Just
Okay.
play defensive.
Yep, I like that. You
Yeah.
don't have any potions yet, so that makes sense. Do you have a second
Yeah.
wind yet? Do you want to use that?
Nah, do I?
Should do.
I do have second wind. I thought that was at second level. Yeah. I'd love to.
Yeah, I thought you might. You seem to be at a rather low hit point threshold.
Yeah.
Can I just check that you can all see the red bars above each other's head?
Yep.
I can't
Bloody
see
hell,
Coopers.
2.
You can't see Coopers.
Yeah, I don't see Coopers.
Cool.
Oh.
I
Chaz,
see
2 bucks.
mine, but it is wrong.
Can you deal yourself a single damage, Josh? And then heal yourself up?
Oh, I see it now.
Is it now the correct number?
Yes, it is.
I'm at 6 and it says I'm
We've
at
rolled
12.
a bunch of 1.
Sorry, what was
I
that?
rolled a 1 for my second win.
You have it at
But-
6 and it says it's a 12?
Yeah, I have it at 6 on my character sheet, and I have it at 6 for my token, but the display for my health is still 12.
For me, it says 6 out of 12.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Maybe
the
I
red
just
bar's
need to
halfway across.
Restart rolls. Yeah, no,
Oh,
the
for
red
me,
bar for
it's
me is
full.
12. But that's
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I need to restart roll 20 or something.
Yeah,
Like that, but that's
I don't
fine.
know. Anyway.
No, no,
4
I'm not-
ones in
I'm
a
not
row,
worried
and then a
about it.
2, and then a 1.
Yeah, well, and now let's see what I can roll. Because it is the time of number C.
Here comes the
Probably
nat
20s.
20. Here comes the nat 20.
No, but it will hit. Boulder Brush, you take a further 3 piercing damage. Jean-Luc will look to
alright.
Cooper and maybe you try hit him next time a little harder. I still don't have any spells prepped, so I will just mock this bastard. You are large and green and fat and stupid. And we'll give it to the D. The D will make a wisdom saving throw. Somebody go, not fat. Muscular. And A will take its turn. A is going to look to you, however much. And is going to try and grab you.
That's the idea.
15 to hit.
Just does.
Well, you've got that temp for a reason. It's going away in a moment when you take a long rest. You might as well take 3 piercing damage.
Goop.
Punch! What do you?
Oh, well, he just hit. I want to help Boulder Press, but this guy just hit me.
He's also severely wounded.
Yeah. Alright. Whack him.
Wow.
18
You
should
shall smack him.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be 6 fire.
You do it and just sort of crunch him and he just sort of splats down flat. There's
This
this little
fire
whistle.
stick is great.
There's this little whistling puff as he just smokes up and whoop.
Now, which one has Boulder Breast?
D. Another bright.
Well,
Number D.
I will just leap over him and land behind him.
Why not?
Kick him in the butt.
Yeah.
Where are you on arm strike? Sorry, scrolling too much. How about a 23 to hit?
How about a 23 to hit? That'll do it.
Butt kick. Of all butt kicks.
6.
6 ain't quite gonna cut it. But it does release the grapple. It is severely wounded.
That's what I wanted.
Getting him severely wounded is what makes him release the grapple. Yeah, he relinquishes his tongue hold. Does that conclude your turn, Munch Munch?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Super.
Yes, I'll run
Super
up.
Cooper, what you
This
gonna
rock
do
and
now?
Stab it.
Yeah. +2 to your chance to hit, by the way, because you're flanking, right?
Yes, and then a -1 because of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 15 to hit.
Oui. That does it.
That's a bit better. That's 10 damage altogether.
That's a 6 damage overkill. The creature is dead.
Nice. And then I'll run back behind Boulder.
Okay. Who's got 3 hit points? Why not? He'll be fine. Yeah.
Let's make this thing make a intelligence save. We're gonna mind sliver.
Oh, I've rolled the wrong thing.
Flash my scary face.
It's a -2.
Oh, okay. We'll take 1 psychic damage.
Sick. He lets out a very slow, long, exhaling breath.
And that'll be Diego's turn.
Dick. Mr. Breast.
Alright, I'm finally gonna get to actually attack.
Mm-hmm.
Run up.
Smash him.
+2 to your chance to hit.
Attack.
Munch is in melee range.
Yay.
This creature has a humongously wide hitbox. Telling you're stood in it.
Right,
Yeah.
I got a
What boulder
10
buttons?
to hit.
Just a 10?
Yeah, just a 10.
Not an 11?
Nah, not an 11.
You'll miss, I'm
That's
afraid.
alright.
Is it? Let's
Yeah,
find
it's
out.
cool.
Okay. Creature's gonna bite you.
Yeah, I know.
Miss. Yes.
Distance!
What are you talking? I'm fine, man.
Jean-Luc looks around and I don't know what to do. Who goes next?
Keep insulting it.
Mancho, do the thing. I've insulted it many times, it has done nothing. But I will try again. You're fat and green. I told you this already. He believes me this time. Wonderful.
You are down.
You are kidding me, right? Okay. 4 psychic damage. Munch. Good thing.
All right. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't walk any closer. I'm inside it already.
Boulder Breast is inside it. You're just in melee range.
We'll hit it. That would be a natural 20.
Ooh.
Wow.
Please describe his grizzly.
Yeah, so just really got a hold of this stick and still sort of munching away all the bits that have been in his mouth for the 18 seconds that this has gone on, and just kind of this isn't even the one. No, I killed one over there before. Just kind of swing in from the right, come up into its face so it can't stop biting people. Just smack it in the face. And a little bit of flash of fire in that last few inches of the swing. Almost still surprising me, but burning up his face.
Clean through its large jaws. You do see behind it lots of little tiny things hopping about, but they all seem to be going the same way. They are going west. They don't seem interested in you. If you want to go out and scoop a few up, you could stick them in the pot. Or to mash them, put them in a stew. Alternatively, you've got 4 very large frogs to do things with. Just bear with me 1 second. I need to open a thing.
Maybe we can just take the tongue.
Yes. So there are frog's legs, which you could use for things. But you could also you could even use a bone of this giant frog leg as a club, should you wish. There's also a very rubbery hide, which is works like an oilskin. You could use it as an oilskin cloak if you were to carve it off, or even make it into a large sack, should you wish.
Oh,
Interesting.
very useful.
You could even, I suppose, stretch two of them together and turn it into a tent. A very waterproof substance. But as you retreat back into your hut, you would be aware that there is not much to do but rest the night away. It doesn't look like there's any more giant fogs on the horizon.
Knack it up.
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
It's fantastic out there. I mean,
Munch. Exactly.
didn't know you had it in you.
I think it's in the stick.
Mate,
Did you see Cooper? Cooper stabbed one in the eye. It was disgusting.
It was great.
Beautiful.
I didn't mean to. It just
Oh,
kept
keep it
coming
up,
at
keep it
us.
Yeah, I don't know what they were on about. It's sort of. Why would they do that?
I'm now beginning to see why the denizens of these huts left. Fucking frogs and sea spawn.
30 experience points each.
Yay.
0.
Hey.
So we're up to 75.
What do you need for level 2? 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you may also take a long rest. Is there a watch order? You just have one person keep watch every 2 hours and just cycle through?
Well, I think since Balder's the most wounded, he should probably rest up first.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
as well, if Boulder's the last watcher, then Boulder can be up to make breakfast in the morning.
yeah.
Just one by one.
I'll-
There's no sort
I'll
of.
take first.
You're not trying to pair up, is what I mean, or anything like that. There's only 5 of you, and there's 4 watches to
Yeah,
take, so it'll be a bit
no,
odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go through the cycle.
Okay. You sleep. We will take a short break.
Nice.
Hello and hello and hello and hello and welcome back to the second half of Credit Chronicles. Well, sort of. We did a long first half. You've taken a long rest. You're in a hut. Jungle. Welcome to the jungle. What was a bit of drizzle last night is now a full-blown thunderstorm outside. There you don't see any lightning crackling down, but you do hear the rumble of the thunder. And it's who knows something about the weather? All of you, I would guess. Anybody who wants to, poke your head out and give me a nature check. Do so. Jean-Luc knows nothing about the weather.
Munch knows 13 things about the weather.
Oh my god! What have I done?
Oh.
What was that? I pressed the button on my keyboard and it just came up slow jams in the middle of my screen.
That's a different campaign.
Get the shit out of me.
That was almost like the battle music earlier. Any nature checks?
18.
Where the fuck did that come from? I've got a 13, a 15, and 8 in Boulder Breast. How's your weather?
I'm not checking. I'm too
No,
tired.
Boulder Breast's not interested. He's just busy foraging around with the berries. So I've got a 13, a 15, and an 18. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Munch, you're not sure how long this rain's going to go on, but you do know that those frogs probably came out because of the
Sure.
and off they went to the west. You also know that the trails will be muddy, and nuts that are not buried deep enough might wash away. Cooper, with a 15, you are aware that it's good weather for ducks, and it's fine weather for ducks, in fact. The rain will last at least the day, if not longer. The thick clouds up above tell you that. And you would know that you can continue on your journeys quite easily. The slick mud can be difficult for those without webbed feet to jump around on. But you would quite like the rain. Flourishing in it, in fact. Diego with an 18. You know, this is a very natural thunderstorm. There is very, very little threat of being hit by lightning whilst in a jungle of this propensity. But perhaps if you do find any underground scavenging done or any passages that take you into shelter, those might be more interesting to explore in such weather. You would also remember Keth roughly complaining about the rain and saying he prefers to stay indoors during such weather. Or at least implying that in his very few words that you understood. On the day that it rained, he sort of tipped his boat up and propped it and sat underneath.
Yes, they don't like the rain.
Oh, yes, because they will stay inside. Good.
We can, if we can endure.
What's wrong with the rain? Does it hurt them?
Perhaps they're furless. It probably hurts their bare skin.
I thought you said they were fearless, and that's hidden from the rain. I got you now. It's furless.
Furless.
But furless with bare skins. Work that out.
Yeah. Maybe the rain hurts their skin. The pussies.
Yes.
Yes, if we can endure the rain, our trip might be manageable.
There could be more of those frogs out, though. But we handled them.
We took care of them. Well, you took care of them, and Cooper took care of them, and you guys took care of them. I just
you protected us.
That's all right.
What you did. James, why do you look confused?
Something's broken my end. Don't worry about it. Just carry on as you are. Roleplay away. It'll fix eventually. I have a list of notes, and right now they have just converted into. Do you remember wingdings? That's what my notes look like right now. I just glitched out wingdings. They'll sort themselves out in a minute.
Are you all feeling less tired than yesterday?
I am.
Yeah, well, pretty good sleep.
I vote we move in the rain.
Feeling? Yeah, good.
We'll cover much ground.
Yeah.
Rico, I will tell you that library rat spell is incredibly optimistic on this jungle island, and I love it.
Yeah. Maybe not on the
it's
island.
It's kind of spell that goes and finds written stuff about certain topics in libraries on this little desert island. Well, speaking of desert islands, you trek on. Yes? Are you carrying on to the north?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the direction, right?
Cool. After a little while, you come across what is a large, muddy, single, vast pond-like thing. One would describe this as a bog. It is like a large, muddy lake. And there is a single, sort of large bubble keeps skimming up. It looks like there's a little hole in the middle of the bog. And you can hear coming out of it the constant bubbling, gurgling, ululating cry that you heard earlier. It's quite loud here. It's as if somebody has got a straw from underneath the lake and is just humming and blowing through it all the way up through this bog. Probably not what's happened, but that's the sound that it makes in my head.
Do we have bogs?
You have minor swamps. So you would know about like thick algae ponds, perhaps the odd bit of muddy, lakey stuff when it gets particularly wet. But certainly you've not seen one quite like this.
The earth sings. It's terrible.
It breathes, at least. Does that mean the air? Does that mean the earth, the island's alive if it's breathing? Are we on a massive world fish?
Oh no.
The wrong campaign for that.
But it just keeps going. It doesn't.
It doesn't
Doesn't
stop
seem
the
to-
breath effectively. Yes, no, it does just keep ululating at you.
I'm gonna give it a sniff, but I'm gonna
Ah.
be smart and I'm actually gonna be smart for once and waft it over to me rather than sticking my schnoz right over.
that is one hell of a sentence. I'm not sticking my schnoz over it. Yeah, it stinks.
Smells like foul. Smells like well, I'm not actually gonna say what it smells.
It smells like mud and shit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, smells like spew and chunder.
As
Had a
you're,
baby.
as you're saying this, you see emerging from behind the bog a large. It's got little eye stalks coming up. About 5 of them, red, and a big blue shell on its back. It just sort of begins to very slowly approach from around the bog. This creature stands sort of 8 or 10 foot tall to the tip of the tentacles, and it just sort of slowly shuffles along. It doesn't seem to be approaching you. If you imagine the lake is here and it's on the other side of the lake, it's just headed round and it's going to sort of pass near-ish you, but doesn't appear to be going towards you. And just as it goes a little closer to you, you notice that small little green creature is sitting on the back of the shell. Left and right, like this.
Does it look like it notices us?
Give me an insight check.
$17.
Trying to open it up to show you what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, it is a little like this. It's not quite 100% like that. It's a more bright green. And it doesn't have a spear in its hand. It is just made of like vines and vegetation. And its eyes fixate on you. And it raises a hand in greeting.
How big are they, sorry, James?
The creature the snail creature is 8 foot in height. This creature sitting on the back of the shell is about 8 inches, maybe a foot.
It's tiny.
It's a little tiny little
As big as
vegetation
those
thing.
little black elemental things.
No, 3 times the size of those. They were 3 inches. This one's a foot, maybe. It's about half the height of Cooper. And it just raises one hand as if in greeting.
I think it sees us.
I'll wave back.
It seems very happy about this. There's a little dance on the back of the snail and sort of a little jog on the spot almost, it looks like, and then it does a flip. Lands back on its feet on top of the snail.
Snail's unbothered by all this.
Snail does not seem to even have noticed, it just keeps on going straight forwards. Doesn't seem aggressive, doesn't seem interested. What did you get on your insight check? A 17? You say?
Yes.
Yeah, Boldbrecht, you would note that it doesn't appear like this creature is guiding the snail in any way. It's not mounted in any way. That would be a mighty battle. Instead, it just seems like it's taking a ride. It's just using it as a taxi.
I don't even think the large thing knows the little thing is even a thing on its back. Does that make sense?
Do you think
Perfect.
we could do
Perfect.
that?
You are too
No.
big to ride on that snail. Maybe not Cooper specifically, but certainly you couldn't get 5 of you on it.
No, I was thinking we'd all have our own pet snail.
You'd need them slightly bigger than that. Only slightly, but slightly. Because it's the flails that go up to 8 feet, right? The shell itself is probably... The tip of the shell is only about a foot across. It'd be a very
Right.
precarious perch for a duck. Veggie Pygmy just waving on by, doing a little dance, and off they go, unless you travel them any further.
We follow.
I don't know. Do you think he knows anything about this bubble?
That's a good question.
Particularly large bubble grows and then pops, and then again. Vroom.
There's a lot of weird stuff here.
I just want to get out of here. It's dirty.
Well, let's just
Smelly.
keep going north.
You don't want to stick your head under the water and look around. You're a duck.
Please don't do that. I'd like him alive.
Okay.
No. Border says it smells like shit.
He did say that, to be fair.
Right.
Well, spew, but
I don't even know what we're looking for, so let's just keep looking.
Keep on keeping on. Well,
That's
I
a
guess
great sentence.
I know, right? I love that sentence.
is
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You just take a look at the bubble for a while. Like, nope. Don't want anything to do with that. And onwards. You kind of want to do something with it.
I mean, the only... I can say this here. Like, the only other... I mean, something from around here came by and didn't seem to care about it at all, so it doesn't seem that important.
That's very true.
That snail and the guy on him, they've got to know more about this bubble than we do, and they didn't seem to pay it any mind.
As you're saying this, the bubble moves. In fact, large part of the swamp moves. This entire bog rises up. You see 2 eyes fixed upon a large, bloated piece of skin. Raises up and fixes you with a glare. Looks like it's got a very, very long snout. And all you can see is its long nose and its 2 large eyes, and they slowly move from left to right. And then it raises its head out, and this huge maw opens up, long rows of huge flat teeth. Massive tongue. It's covered in mud, and it just... That's its mouth. Slowly sinks back under the water and... carries on. For those of you who can't quite fixate a visual, imagine a giant hippo has just raised its head out of the bog and then gone back underneath. It is a water-breathing hippo. It's clearly, but apart from that, it's just that's what's happened.
We saw hippos at the zoo last week.
Ooh.
They're fucking cool and really scary. Any idea how fucking fast a hippo can run?
Massive.
That shit is terrifying.
Whoa.
This hippo not running, just blah, blah, blah,
All right.
Oh, holy fucking shit!
blah. That sums it up.
Perhaps
Let's
we
go
should get
Yes,
on out of
let's
here.
go.
Yes.
Let's go to right now. Right.
Why
now.
did they smell
Let's
so
go.
bad?
Just
Poor
let's start
guy.
ushering.
You just keep on heading to the north.
If there's more north to go
Do we-
to, I guess we
There
can.
is-
have
ushering.
You keep on going through this jungly path, and you notice the jungle is beginning to get sparser and sparser.
Hmm.
You know, should we
That's
try to get
disgusting.
like up on one of these hills or just up a tree and just try to? We're just kind of wandering. Even if we know what direction we're going in, we should see what's around. Maybe.
You're right. It's we can maybe handle some of what the giant world fish has to throw at us. Still going with that theory.
It's as good as any. But
Okay.
it doesn't move.
You want to climb a tree?
Yeah, I'll be happy to climb a tree.
You climb a tree,
We
and
don't
as
know,
you
it
look
doesn't move.
down, you
Tree on
see
a
that
hill.
You see the jungle begins to end about here. And you see a large river leading out to the ocean. And downwards you see a little beach, and you see little boats on the river. And I do mean little. They're about the same size as the boat you built. And some small creatures seem to be sculling them water. Give me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
Little boat.
17.
Hey, 17. You
17.
see a creature that looks like this on the boat.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh,
Let not your own player knowledge influence your decision making.
I know.
As you see these
I
little webbed
know.
creatures sculling away in the water. And after a little while, one stabs down and picks up his spear and a big flopping fish and puts it in the boat. There's 3 or 4 of them. They seem to be fishing on the water. The boats. There's 3 or 4 boats. And you note that a little further down in that direction is a sort of beachy coast that you could head down to the beach and wander along the beach, perhaps. And then at the end of that beachy coast, so over to your east, over to the... No, not east. Yeah, a little bit to the east. Over there, you see a large hill that you could perhaps go to the beach and then find the trail up.
Diego,
the
do the
idea.
hand thing.
I like the idea of the high ground.
Yeah, do the hand thing to him.
Which hand
Like
thing?
that.
I have so many hand things now. I shoot magic.
No.
darts.
The one where you do it to someone and they do a backflip.
The wave.
Oh,
It's the wave.
are you sure these things may not be as?
Just a reminder,
Maybe.
you don't see these. This is a report from Munch from
Yeah,
Upper
get
Tree.
back on the tree and
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
now, you just see thick jungle, slowly
but-
getting sparser,
Well-
leading out towards the beach.
Well, so then I guess the question is.
How big are they? The big things tend to be the scary things, and the little things tend to be alright.
They're of a height with you, between 2 and 3 feet.
That's
Couple of the
good enough for
very
me.
tall ones could get up to 4 feet, I guess.
I want to like that.
But which is about how tall Diego is. You know,
Oh,
4
okay.
feet.
No,
Halfling sized.
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I report as much as I can.
So
you know,
just-
that-
Sorry, go on.
no, they're like they're our size, but I don't know. They're just fishing, but they look a little. I don't know.
We have
A little
anything to
mean.
barter with it.
Just to let you know, you could avoid approaching this river completely by just keeping on heading to your right a little bit and heading down to the beach. You don't have to go to
Okay.
these people to
The
get
beach,
to the beach.
the river's not the only way to the beach. Okay.
No, the beach is that way, like from this side. This is a snapshot, if you like, to your slightly northwest.
So
We'll
what do
get
they
some-
look like?
Yeah,
They're
please
like-
describe them much. I look forward to it.
They, they're kind of fishy and leathery, and sort of an aqua color, but they're real pointy. Not
Like
quite
a
like
mini-
that thing that we fought the other day, but
Yeah, like a mini that thing. Nah, nah, we're out. Goodbye.
Can we avoid them?
yeah,
Yes.
it seems like we
will.
could just still get down to the beach and go up that hill that we were talking about. I like the high ground. I agree with you there, but we'd have to just stay through the woods until we get out to the beach. I think.
How many are there?
There are 2 or 3 per boat and 3 boats.
So at
There are
max,
6 to 9 of
9.
them.
6 to 9.
It's very accurate. 3 boats. I think there's 2 on 2 of the boats and 3 on the third one, so it's 7, which is between 6 and
6 to 9. That's a lot.
629. Yeah. Yeah,
They got like us plus
7.
plus a couple.
Us plus a couple. I don't like that.
Like those odds, yeah.
No.
We should have
Cooper,
gone
what do you think?
west.
No, Cooper, it's too late. It's too late to go
I
west.
told you North was
What-
wrong after that first place.
Cooper, what would you like to do? This has been a lot of us. I want your What do you think?
I think you know what I want to do.
I'm gonna go west.
Go west.
I want to go west.
We could backtrack.
No, I mean from here, go west.
No, you don't want to go west from here. That is that way, Josh.
I want to go east from here.
Yeah, you can get down to the beach and head east along the coast.
Delightful.
I will tell you, a little slight spoiler alert. Going east or beach from here, you're very close to nice things. If you were to turn back, there would be a lot of we just wandered all the way back through the not so nice things to then go and find whatever the next encounter is. Yeah. So there would be a lot of backtracking if we were to go west at this point. But if you go east, northeast in fact, you'll find yourself fairly soon upon the beachy coves. And I will ask you please to place your characters over here. I have made a small strange thing. I don't even know what that is. Over there, please.
I see that.
Yeah. Deckable Cooper.
Thought you said west.
Yeah, so just to tell you, this map is skewed. I could have flipped it. I didn't. Maybe I should. Let's do that. Bear with me a second.
That's cool.
No, I will, because it's just not going to make any fucking sense.
Oh.
I've broken your tokens in that process, haven't I? Bear with me a second. Let me fix that as well. See the magic as it's happening. Do you want to move your tokens up to where they were, but over here? Wait. One more, you're going to get left behind. I'm going to move you now.
Sorry.
There will be no more you. I will reduce the height again, and now this makes sense, because this is now you guys heading east. Right? The map looks a little odd when I spin it, but fuck it. It happened.
Fine. It's fine.
Well, it better be fine, because what you're getting.
It's very early morning. Of sun coming from the east.
Second, or just look. Green. It's like I'm creating a soundscape. Yeah. As you guys get down to here, you begin to see lots and lots of boat. In fact, little bits of boat that have been carved up into planks. There are lots of bits of wooden decking here and there. Planks left in various places. A little way down to your right, as you look down to sort of here, there is sort of 3 pieces of wood, one across and one down either side. And hanging from it is, like, first of all, a large pot, and then above it is what looks like a sort of metal wind chime. If I can explain it. Like heavy clanking. Boulder Breast. Give me an insight check with advantage.
Right.
Yeah. Or perhaps take just a straight insight check from Munch as well.
I pressed Alt. Isn't that supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't do any of the shortcuts. Press it again.
Yeah.
It again.
Okay. Oh, now it's doing it.
I think it was
Maybe
rolling with it. It's been rolling with advantage all this time. So when you press Alt, it's an advantage of it.
Okay.
What did you get?
Sorry. I got a 12.
Yeah, Boulder Breast.
23.
Well, I'm going to use it for something else. So with your insight check, this wind chime thing that's above the pot, you notice that pot is like your pot. It's like a cooking pot. And that wind chime thing could be to scare like birds away from getting into the pot to grab food away. So that's what that wind chime above the pot is for. If you wanted to replicate that at some point when leaving a pot stewing while going out and doing other things. With your insight check, Mr. Munch, it's a survivalist. You note that there are lots of little tracks up and down the beach. And you remember that Diego mentioned that the Keps don't like the rain. And maybe they would be out on the beach. Maybe this is an area where they are civilized. This is their type of building. You've seen it before. But there are none of them here. Maybe it's they're hiding away from the rain.
Yeah, this place looks a lot
it's
more
still-
active.
Is it still raining?
Mm-hmm. Is that not loud enough? I'll make the rain louder.
I don't think this one was
If
abandoned
we're
a long
if we're
time
out of the
ago.
cover of the forest, I think Diego will have used expended a spell slot to cast a mage armor on himself.
Okay, it's really fucking raining now. Yeah, what does that look like, Rigo?
Initially, I wanted it to sort of be like his like, natural like fur sort of stands on end, but considering I want to stay out of the rain, we'll make it a force field.
Little
Like
force
a
field,
like,
yeah?
like a hovering force field that like sticks close to you.
Oh, I love that. You guys see the rain like drop right next to
Yeah.
Diego's head and then just run down.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. That looks really cool.
Can you do that to me?
I probably could.
But I'm not going to.
I'm so tired.
I don't know.
Do you know
I don't
what? In this
understand.
current situation, casting mage armor on other people would be really. I'm not suggesting you do because you're not coming
No,
spell
no,
slots, but
especially
in
for-
general,
especially
it's
for
pretty good at this level. Yeah.
I don't understand. It's like a pot.
No, it's like not sure what it is. Like a cover, but invisible. I think.
I believe you
The
used the
book,
fabulous
do
word parasol before.
Yeah.
Apply that word to it. Did the book
This magic
say?
serves me well.
Is it from the book?
Yes. This knowledge is from the
Oh.
book.
You see Cooper's eyes like dart from you to the book and then back at you again. Interesting.
Yes, perhaps I will teach you.
There are lots of shiny things to see on the beach, though. For now, to distract you enough.
Mm-hmm.
And you do
I'd like
see.
a magic. Oh, I
You
have
want a magic book?
No, I said a magic pot, and then I'm like, oh wait, I do have a magic pot. Nah, it's all good. We're good.
As you look around, you see barrels and crates stacked at various different places. Little bits of decking. At one point, you see a little tiny, looks to be a raft, tied up near one of the rocks. You can wander along the beach if you wish, and poke at things.
None
and
of it
climb
is
things.
like
No one's
buildings
around.
that the people would be inside right now.
No, there is nothing anywhere near big enough for people to be inside. But as you go along the beach, you will notice there are little coves and caves. And then suddenly, Munch, your eyes sort of go up. And up on the hillside, you can see some fairly large huts. They're set back a bit, and you don't see any people moving, and you don't see any like windows or anything. But there looks to be like a little bit of a settlement all the way up the cliff and on the hill. That'd be a sort of 500 or 600 foot climb, so they're quite far away. But they're right up on the cliffs. You just spot them looking up, and you guys can continue on. But there's lots of little coves and caves.
James, is that wind chime nearby?
It's hanging over the pot. The pot I said is here. This thing.
Oh, sorry.
Why have I got a fucking roller? Get out of here! Yes, that is a pot with a wind chime hanging over it.
Yeah, when we get closer.
You can
like,
walk over it.
take him.
No, not that far. It's only 50 feet.
I'm gonna take him.
Okay. Are you just going to untie
put
it?
it- Yeah, and put it in my bag.
Okay.
Very noisily, probably.
Yeah, the cling, cling, bang, 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 as you sort of put it in your bag. Each chime is, I don't know, like this sort of length. So it's a little heavy, but not
Is
too
it
heavy.
made out of nails?
Technically, it's metal. But this,
different
it's a
kind
different
of
color.
nail.
It's an orangey brown.
Oh.
Oh.
And you do note little bits of green that was somewhere between rust and seaweed. Sea mist.
Hey, Cooper.
A little old.
that-
It's been out there a while.
I'm happy for you to have that, but if we might need it, can we use it for when I'm maybe cooking? Can I borrow? Can we all borrow it?
You can borrow it.
Thank you.
You think it's magic?
No,
Well,
just
If
just,
it is,
like
do you want to
so
trade with
to
your
me, it
book?
looked like it was.
No.
Wait, what'd you say?
Okay, so Cooper said, if it is magical, can I trade it for the book, the spell book? While you were saying,
I thought
No.
he said that, and then
You
I
were-
was.
you were
perplexed.
explaining what it does. Please return
Yeah,
to explaining
sorry.
what it does, Jack. Josh didn't say anything.
I wish that was canon. What he said. That's
It
fantastic.
is 100%. But all the rest was explained.
Um.
So please continue.
No, I think it keeps critters away from from getting into the pot, like birds and such, from eating your food while the pot's just being a pot holding food and such, and the thing is like, I don't know, I can't think of what else it could do.
You
Maybe
explained that really well. And yes, you can borrow it whenever you
Yeah,
want,
just for
unless
that
I want to
purpose.
use it, and then
unless
you
it
can't
adds
use it.
flavor somehow, like if we look at it, I'll look at the
Like if
I'll
we
look at
dip
the
it
metal.
in,
Yeah, maybe
it will add
maybe
flavour.
you lower it every now and then, or you boil it and you bring it up and you lower it again and you bring it up. I don't know,
Okay. Yeah.
but it
deal.
doesn't look like you can lower it. That's the thing. So you have to do it by hand, but like
yeah.
you could easily just like have it. I don't. Yeah, that's what
we
think
can
it's
work
for.
that out later.
We can work it out.
Yeah, and as you're having this discussion, after a long while, you do see some seagulls coming down on the beach. Sort of strutting up and down.
Is there anything in the pot?
No. There is not. Just a collection of rainwater.
Oh, okay.
But you do see the seagulls going and putting and poking around, and eventually one brings its head out of a barrel over here with a fish in its mouth. Lots of it's very happy.
There's a fish in that barrel. I'll go rushing over.
And there's a lot of fish in that barrel. You won't miss. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. When you look in there, there's about 20 fish. They're all silvery and shiny and about a foot in length.
We'll take half.
Please explain to me what vessel you are using to carry 10 fish.
The chest.
pot.
We have a chest.
You just put it in a chest. Great.
Yeah, I have a chest
I love
strapped
it.
to my back.
Yeah, just open the chest, stick the fish in, and be done with it.
Yeah.
Love
I
that.
chop
If it's
the
hot-
heads off.
If
And
it's hot sunshine, you could just smoke them on your back. Right?
Yeah, leave the chest open. Get some sticks.
Sorry, get some what?
Sticks.
Okay, right, go. Not what I heard. Okay, brain.
Get some.
Woo! Diego, as you went over here, you did notice an entrance to what appears to be a cave or cove.
I thought so.
Mm-hmm. You want to go in?
Yes, but
Oh,
I'll
yes, you do.
beckon over everyone else. At least munch.
Hold on, I'm
munch.
getting fish.
Get over
Ready?
here.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can enter it in. And you will be here.
Oh.
Cool. I don't think there's any dynamic lighting on this page, is there?
No.
I couldn't be bothered. I
Nope.
think, because if I'm being deadly honest, I just couldn't be bothered to draw any more fucking lines. So sick of drawing stupid lines on stupid maps. I've only got 3 of you. Who's missing? Oopa! There you are. Look, right next to the chest. Of course you are. As you enter on in, you have to walk through a little bit of water. Won't bother any of you. And then you can come up into this little hidden cave. And when you first looked at it, the entrance was tiny. But as you got in, it suddenly opened up, and you see different boats and boxes and different contraptions and chests. And something that you really don't recognize here is like it's a hole with a seat over it in a wooden box.
Oh.
That doesn't smell very nice.
There's a hippopotamus in it.
Yeah.
But you do also see chests like those ones you saw back at that previous cave.
Oh.
Cooper, are you in that chest?
I'm running over to it.
Okay. You go to... quite lift. It's not too heavy.
Oh no.
Locked. And you do see a strange, like, clasped lock like this.
Okay, so I don't know how this works because obviously I have proficiency in thieves' tools and have the thieves' tool check, but I don't have these tools.
Yes,
Could
you
I
do.
use, like,
I told you
my
that
nails?
from the island you would have had like little bits of bone that you'd filed down, and little bits of sort of wood, and then you added to that a couple of the nails and maybe
Okay.
the little hammer and perhaps even a screwdriver. from that set of tools.
A makeshift.
You've got a set of
thieves'
thieves tools,
tool.
basically, yes.
Okay,
Actually,
cool.
no.
Yeah,
Give
can
me a
I...
thieves tools check.
Okay.
Hold on. No, okay. For some reason I thought Jay might have guidance, but she doesn't. She's a bard, not a cleric. My cleric has guidance. My bard has guidance, but it's confusing.
Okay, that's a 15.
Yeah, with ease. You and open it up, and it is full of sparkly things. I'm not going to give you this until you've been around the whole cave, because there are other things. But in here you find gold pieces, silver pieces, copper pieces, some lovely little gems. One is bright blue, one is green, one is dark red. And sat at the very top, Cooper, is one thing that takes your eye immediately. It is a bright, shining, two-sided golden key.
What? I immediately snatch it up.
Yep, I think I might have an image of this, but I might... No, I don't.
Diego will also grab a handful of them.
Well, I will assume that you can take as much or
as
as little of it as you want later on. But I'm just going to... I only got it all on one handout. I don't want to give you the loot to the whole
Is this
room.
what this
Yeah, yeah,
campaign's going to be? Us just blindly robbing the fuck out of everyone we come across?
Well, I mean, that's
With
just
no
waiting
concept
for
of it being wrong.
I know,
Really,
it's just
though?
funny.
I don't like it
We
when he
understand
digs up my nut.
possessions.
That is true.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't think... The thing is with your critter lives, right, is that, yes, you would have a concept of taking other people's things, but other people's things are in other people's homes. Anything that's out on the island, free, you take freely. You know, when people
It's like
people
the
would
nature
even
strip.
go out to the center of to bits outside the world tree, and they'd leave things out that they don't need for other people to take. So this would feel like a free for. But anyway,
That's an Australian thing to leave
free
stuff
for?
out on your to leave stuff out on the bit of grass outside your house, and people can just come along and get it for free.
you could do that in the UK too. Yeah,
Ah, cool.
It's inherited. But yeah, you
awesome.
open this chest, and there it is,
It's inherited.
piles of gold and silver and copper, and these
Yes.
lovely gems and sparkly stuff, and this big gold shiny key. It is a mystery key. It has a question mark worked into the head of it beautifully.
Munch,
That's gone straight into the bag.
Munch,
What
why would these kefs just leave all this stuff?
Maybe they're
Oh.
gifts.
Looks like they tried to hide it, but like I found out, Koopa tends to find the stuff you put away. I mean, it's just... I was so mad because I blamed myself for not hiding it better.
Oh, you should never blame yourself. That's just...
I don't
bad mentality.
I don't want to suggest where you put your nuts. Maybe here's a good location. This seems important.
I mean, just so we can come back more easily.
Can come back. Maybe it's okay to take what we are taking, and it's we take more.
While this conversation is happening, Diego is ritual casting detect magic because the last time was a whole bunch of nice, crazy stuff that
Just-
made pots boil things on its own. So
I don't understand what good they're gonna do with these round nails.
But think of what good we could do with them. We could skip them across the water.
I don't
Make
like that
things
anymore.
with
That was an old character.
I immediately thought of headache. when you
Nice.
mentioned it. Detect magic. So much of it. So much of it. The key is magical. The on this table over here is a cloak that is sort of folded neatly. But it definitely has some magic about it. Magic looks to make it move. Super, please hold on a moment. I will track you. All right. Get back over there. Detect magic is going on. Okay. So there is a magical cloak. Next to it is a candle that also seems to have some magic. There is some magic inside that chest. Which is what it is. It is not the chest. It is magical. It is something else. There is a lantern hanging over here that is magical. There is a tankard sat upon a table over there. Somehow you're detecting from 130 feet away. Look at that. But yes,
Impossible.
Even further, because you're picking from me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so Diego's just walking around.
there's
His
some
eyes
sort
are
of
sort of
other
like
magic, yeah,
have
exactly.
sort of like hazy pink sort of magic going on, and he's just like pointing at things. These. And I'll grab the cloak, and I'll just point out stuff for everyone to just
So cloak,
run about
candle,
to collect,
lantern,
beckoning them to collect them.
tankard, the chest, and the other chest. Yeah, that's it. Cooper, you approach that chest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running up to all the chests.
Okay. You go to that chest, and the lid is very heavy. Guys, are the rest of you moving? Munch, Boulderburst, heading on in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll help Cooper open the chest.
You're muted, Joe.
Thank you. We could look around, but just to, I think my full answer to your question, Baldo, is just that maybe it's fine to take this stuff because they didn't hide it well enough, but that doesn't mean they're going to be happy about it. So we ought to be careful.
It's true. We will deal with the consequences.
Boulderburst, as you help. Opens up this huge metal lid. Inside, you guys find a 14-inch diameter, so like a foot wide, glass bowl containing water and little gem-like fish that move around inside. A little pair of engraved bone dice. Beautiful black velvet mask, like a masquerade mask, with silver embroidery around it. A magnifying glass. You don't need to write this down. I do have it all on a handout. So fear not. A magnifying glass, a lovely silk handkerchief embroidered with a pale pink pattern. A thin malachite bracelet, a silver clasp. Child's doll, cloth doll, with a small silver brooch pinned to it in the shape of a butterfly. And a little cedar cask, about 6 inches in height. There is also a little bit of gold and silver scattered around.
Should we open all the chests before then figure out what to do with everything?
This is too much.
We will collect only the things that emanate this magic.
There is no magic in this box except for... Oh no, there is no magic in this box except for that sphere. The 14-inch diameter sphere with the fish in the water inside it just has a light level of illusion that keeps the water moving.
Well, then fuck that. We will take anything. We'll take anything we want.
Yeah, we'll take as much as we want. But yeah, as you, Cooper, you notice that on this... Hold on before you get to that chest. That on this... on here is this sort of quite terrifying image.
Please not Majora's. Please not Majora's.
No, it's a helm. It looks like this. It comes down over the face, and if you were to wear it, your face would be cloaked in shadow and your eyes would glow dark.
I'd probably topple over if I put it on.
It's not that big for you.
Yeah.
It was heavy is more my point.
Yes. But you do see that.
Oh, I very, very swiftly move the hell away from that.
Diego, are you moving close enough to note any of the magic on that?
Yeah, for sure.
You know a little bit of the illusion magic. It's just because you guys are really far back.
This would suit any of us.
No.
I'm gonna move you, Diego, because okay. And then Cooper, you go to this chest. What do you do? It seems to be locked.
Yeah, I'll try and well, no, first I will try my mystery key.
As soon as you put your mystery key in it, the chest opens up. Your key remains in your hand, however. And the chest, as it opens up...
Is it Mimic?
Suddenly, before you, teeth snarling, tongue writhing, the many eyes across the chest. And as it stares at you and looks at you, Cooper, and attempts to swallow you up, that is where we will end.
Oh, no.
However, I will say that you can collect all the treasure from the room. So let's go
Yay.
through it. Here's a huge thing. You can collect as much or as little as
Oh
you
my
want.
crap.
There is
Big
one
one.
piece of treasure that is not mentioned in there. That is not mentioned in there because you need to work it out. But there is a bag of holding in here, which will solve a lot of the problems you would otherwise have. From the bag of holding, however, you reach all the way down. It has a single copper coin in it. So in here you will
La-di-da.
find 308 gold pieces, 141 silver pieces, 107 copper pieces, 5 banded agates, an aquamarine, 4 citrines, a garnet, moss agates, rhodochrosite, and zircon. I have put the price each and combined of the multiple ones in case you want to know what they translate to, but obviously you would have to sell them or use them as barter. Magic items include a candle of the deep. Oh, that's 2 cloaks of bellowing, not a cloaks of bellowing. 2 cloaks of bellowing. I'm sure that's meant to say billowing, but I like the idea of them bellowing now. 2 cloaks of billowing, a dread helm, a lantern of tracking undead, a mystery key, which obviously got, and an ever-frosted tankard. And then all sorts of strange paraphernalia, including in that cask there was dwarven pipe tobacco. And over in the side you did find a 5-gallon cask of brandy. But next week we will deal with the fighting ape.
Yes.
Which I have never done.
Have you never bought a mimic?
No.
Not bad.
No, me
Ah.
neither.
Yes, you have, Josh.
Man,
You bought a mimic
what
in
have I?
Dropkick.
James, that was like 5 years ago. I don't
And
remember
in
it.
Current Sagravi. Yeah,
Oh,
I like
man.
this. Yeah, it was. It wasn't a chest. It was something else. It was a table. It chased you out the room.
I do not remember this.
I love mimics. I think they're great. But yeah, anyway, we will come to the timeless tradition of MVPs. Joe, you gave us a fabulous run-in, recapping last session. So I will begin with Josh and come to you last.
Oh god. This session was just like so fun. I enjoyed combat. That was a lot of fun.
It's the quickest
And-
combat we've ever had on the Sunday table.
Possibly.
This is worth being aware of.
Because I no longer have choices.
Jamal's not here. And there are only 4 players. Anyway, sorry, Gus. Carry on.
But yeah, I just really enjoy everyone's like reactions to everything in the world. It's so fun and so silly, and I like that. I love that we're calling swords big nails. It's so stupid. Yeah, so I guess just everyone's role playing.
I'm really enjoying the fact that this is quite a silly campaign, and whichever of the 3 campaigns I've got lined up after this is so deeply, deadly serious. It's going to be such a contrast. Jack.
Yeah, it's got to be when we encountered this. It's got to be when we encountered those 2 kefs, and Cooper was like, try to have a sword fight with his tiny dagger, and they've got a giant. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Josh's instant reaction of like, nah, I'm gonna see this through. You know what I mean? Of like, back off. I'll do the same thing. I'll just copy you.
Yeah, they might have battered the shit out of you. I'm quite glad you left. Yes, I don't think we're quite ready for pirates. Rico. One and the same.
But yeah, no, Rico. It's gonna sound silly, but I really like rainy day sessions. Like the rain just sort of makes you think of things differently, act certain ways, right?
It's also really hard to do not
plot device
raining
by really
ambience,
being-
but it's really
yeah.
nice ambience when it is raining.
Yeah. Like it drives the plot forward in a different way than
Yeah, I don't
Rain.
random roll for much,
But
but I have made a
I'll-
note of the weather for random rolls in this campaign. Just because I think weather makes a difference to creatures like you. So I rolled rain, and then a thunderstorm. I was like, well, fuck me. It's going to rain today.
But similarly to Josh, though, everyone's roleplay was spot on today.
Absolutely brilliant. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, a whole bunch of things. I'm really looking forward to figuring out if there's anything more to this ball of fish, because I don't know, I've always liked a ball of fish for some reason, whether it's like a sci-fi thing where there's like a floating ball of water and that's the aquarium, or whatever it is. I just always like that for some reason.
It's like a spherical snow globe is how it looks, right?
Yeah.
With water and like little
Actually-
shiny fish in it. That's what's if
Right,
you're looking for an image.
Wonderful. There was just a moment. I think it was early on. I think we all enjoyed it, or said something at the time. But like, I was so desperately trying to think of a thing. What should I say about this? What clever thing should I come up with to say about this? Finding the different pots and stuff. And then Rico is like, maybe the metal grows on the island. And I was like, that's just perfect. Good. Boom. Someone hit it. We needed somebody to say something that made like a nice medium way of not being too idiotic, but really my favorite thing, James, this is kudos to you. You somehow, without me bothering to use any actual words to explain what my problem was, you figured out exactly what I misunderstood about the river and the beach with the guys on it. Like,
yeah, it was a difficult one because
confused. Said literally nothing. I could have been helping you out, and then you're like, you don't have to go down the river to get to the beach. Oh, that's exactly what my problem was.
It was just a lot of it. So in my head, I've got this tiny little map, right? Which I have no more of a map than you have, right? And then I've got a square on paint. And lots of little things written in that square in different places. Yeah. And that is it. That is what I'm working with. So sometimes I don't really know, and I'm kind of winging it. I mean, I said, Chimvaya was like, oh, do we need to prep this session? I was like, no, I'm just kind of wing it. I've got some notes, I've got some vague things, it'll be interesting. I've got some concept art, I'll just go with it, it'll be fine. And I think it was. But yeah, I definitely think that the wear of things, it's kind of nice that it's very flexible at the moment, because it means that if you guys don't need a fourth combat in a session, or you haven't had any combat in a session, I can move stuff around, it's kind of fun. So I'm really enjoying that side of things. I've got a couple of really silly MVPs. Rico saying that you need to wrap the shop quickly. I just couldn't help it. And then talking about the humans that were furless and fearless with bear skins, or bear skins. It was fabulous. Such punnery going on unintentionally. It was great. I really enjoyed the dance with Boulder Breast and the pirate, and Hilda with her head tail. Pushing you back and pulling you forward, deciding who's going to back up from what was great. But ultimately, I thought the come up with the frogs was really fun. Yeah. It was really silly and really fun. And yeah, I think you guys, as stated already, the roleplay today was fucking great. So good job. Unfortunately, Jay is not with us today. She's off jamming gypsies into jars in Jamaica. I shouldn't do that. I could get in trouble. But hopefully she will be with us soon. Wish her the best, and we will return next week. But for now, if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Goodbye.
we shall see you soon.